Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video is a breakdown of a 57 kill streak that I got with BB9E on Endor. I'll start off by just talking about BB9E's star cards that I've used in this particular run. So the first one is Full Reconstruction, which gives him 100 extra health regeneration, so that brings it up to 350. Second card is called Faster, which if you hit 2 enemies with your shock spin, it deals double damage for the remaining active time after the first hit. So that's an extremely useful card, and it's BB9's most deadly ability, so any buff you can add to it is most welcome, if you want to get kills at least. And the third card that I like to run is called Linked Systems, which for every 4 successful stuns you get with BB9E, it increases his shock prod's damage by 1 up to a maximum of 8, so that takes his shock prod damage from 24, I think it is, to up to 32, which is basically the equivalent of 5 zaps to kill an infantry compared to 7 without the buffed card, so that's a huge bonus. And the other thing with BB9E, with the stun itself, holding down the R2 or L2 trigger it will stun on the first hit, but after that, if you hold it down, it will not do another successful stun. So you actually want to pulse your finger on it, and then every 3 or 4 seconds it stuns your enemy. And then as you accumulate more and more stuns, you manage to get that damage increase, which is extremely useful. So the way I'm going to do this breakdown, because it's a very long video, it's a 20-minute long streak, because BB9 is probably the worst hero in the game in terms of getting kills on the getting kills just in general. Like, he's still a pretty good hero and he can play the objective really well and help the team out, but in terms of just flat out getting kills, he's the weakest, which is why this is such a long breakdown. So what I'm really going to do here is break it down into 2 parts. So for the majority of this second phase, I'm just going to let the gameplay run, because in general not a lot happens. The good stuff happens on the third phase. So for those of you who are interested in watching it, what I would probably do is skip the majority of this second phase and watch the final phase, which is probably the last 8 or so minutes. That's what you really want to watch first, and then if you feel like watching just the raw gameplay in the middle here, then feel free to go back and watch the video a second time just for this middle section. But the magic happens in the last phase. So mostly the goal of BB9 here in the second phase is to just help your teammates as much as you can, activate the smoke screen and the charge up whenever you're near teammates, and pick your fights. Save yourself for one-on-one fights and two-on-ones where you can use your shock spin, just to increase your survivability. And so yeah, I'll leave the gameplay running for the next few minutes and I will check back in with you guys when it gets to the final phase.
Checkpoint 1. We only have so much time left. I know what you want.
rocket left are dead.
Walker halfway to the base. Use the caves for cover. Rocket on target. Walker damaged.
Rocket's heading home. Walker damaged but knocked down.
Never thought we'd be shooting walkers.
AT-AT is still active.
AT-AT at the third checkpoint. All rockets fire. in attack position. All forces fall back to the base. The rebels will send ground troops next. The rebels will do anything to capture us and this base, but the evacuation will take time. All forces stand and fight for the Empire, or what's left of it.
I will show you the dark side. Do not oppose me. Bow to the first order.
Alright, we're in the final phase now, so this is where it really starts to heat up. So I've gotten about 22 kills at this stage, heading into that final phase. And I end up with 57, so I mean you can do the math on how many I get in the last phase, but this is where BB9 can really shine. His supporting abilities are really good for nearby teammates to defend this objective, and he's probably one of the best, if not the best actually, hero at defending this particular phase on Endor. The close quarters just suits him really well, and he's got BB8 you got to be careful of. I got shocks, mind trick by Ray there, so you got to be really careful. But the other benefit that you'll see that you have from playing BB9 here is at one point the other team actually manages to overwhelm us and get us pretty close to losing this objective. And just by rolling around and using BB9's speed and small size, you can dart in and around the objective, keep it contested to help your teammates push up, and there's really not much the enemies can do because they won't be able to even see you, let alone actually try and kill you. So it's really really good to have a BB9 that sort of knows what they're doing for this particular phase. And if you combine him with a couple other heroes like Bosk, Phasma, Vader, you can really hold down this objective quite well. Managed to get a couple of nice stuns here on Ray. I was really trying hard to kill her here. Kind of sweated it a little bit, and it almost cost me. But yeah, I'm just using that shock spin, using all of his abilities in tandem together as often as possible. As you can see, we're already starting to lose it, so this is where I can use that small size to my advantage. And because I've survived for so long at this point, my Link Systems card has gotten the max benefit from it, which means I've got that extra 8 damage to the shock prod, which it doesn't sound like much, but it's a 25% damage increase. Actually no, it's more than that, it's a 33% damage increase. My maths is terrible. So that extra 8 damage doesn't sound like much, but it really makes a difference if you can survive long enough. Just kind of, I guess if you watched much of the second phase, that's what you would have seen. I just bided my time and just kept myself in 1-on-1 and 2-on-1 situations against infantry, avoided heroes pretty much at all costs. And I had a few saber heroes actually chase me around the map a bit here in this last phase, but you can use your speed to get away from them mostly, as long as you can avoid their force abilities. Like Luke's push and repulse can really mess with you. And then I know I'm nearby a couple of people, so I can use the shock spin with that double damage. Makes it really powerful, especially when you combine it with the slight stun effect. Just got to be wary of BB8s because that cable spin can really melt you. As you can see, I can just dart in and around and just cause absolute chaos, and it just makes it impossible, almost impossible for the other team to cap the objective, because there's almost always going to be a hero on it. I get a nice little triple Wookiee kill here. It's always pretty satisfying to take down the Wookiees. And I don't want anything to do with BB-8. If I could get him in a one-on-one situation and I had my shock spin available, then maybe I might try and see what I can do with BB-8, but for the most part you want to avoid him. And they've got quite a few on the point, so I'm just trying to excuse me, pick the easy fights as much as I can. Like this weak trooper here, easy kill. And I can see we're starting to lose it. I've got my shock spin ready. Managed to kill Chewie there, which is pretty lucky. And another Wookiee there. I actually killed quite a few Wookiees in this run. You're trying to get them, trying to stop them from spawn camping as well, so that our teammates can actually push up and help get rid of them. I made a mistake there, thinking that door was going to open so that I could be safe and regen my health, but it doesn't. But luckily you've got so many little places you can hide where they will not see you unless they're right on top of you, which is really beneficial. I didn't have the double damage here, so what I probably should have done in that case, I still managed to kill that infantry, but in that case what I should have done is cancelled the shock spin and just killed him with the regular shock prod. It would have been faster. Now I've got a couple more heroes after me, so you've got to keep yourself on the move. And don't forget that the droids can actually like do a little mini dash roll as well. That helps you get out of trouble. And as soon as my shock spin comes back, I'm using it as soon as I can. See, they're really pushing us back hard, but I get stuck here and get in a bit of trouble. But got a nice kill there and managed to get away and get my health back. There's another Wookiee down. Killed quite a few of those. Yeah, I can see that they're really pushing us hard on the point, so I'm just trying to get in here as much as I can, cause chaos. This is what makes BB9 so good. BB8 as well, actually. If you flip this and you're playing BB8 and you're attacking on Endor, it's the same deal. You can keep the game alive for your team to help push up a bit longer. Again, utilising that double damage as much as I can. Now I see this BB8 was weak, so I just wanted to try and scare him away. Because as like I just mentioned like 5 seconds ago, he's going to cause some chaos if you're not careful. And I really tried hard to kill these two here because I knew that was going to give me 50, which 50 is kind of the benchmark that I set myself for all heroes. And as it turns out, because I got this one with BB9, then it's like Phasma and Chewie, I think, are the only two heroes left that I haven't got a 50 with. So that's always pretty pleasing to have the 50. But again, BB9 is not really a kill oriented hero, it's more of a support hero, as the developers have said numerous times. I just happen to get a lot of weak infantry and Wookiee kills, and using that double damage, really useful to get some nice kills. And their shock prod can actually damage those turrets as well, so if you see a weak turret, feel free to go after it and destroy it with the shock prod. We're just trying to keep this game alive as long as possible so that our teammates can eventually get on here and help to push them off. I really wish I had my shock spin available then. I think I thought in my head that I had it available at that time, which is why I got myself so close to a couple of them there. I managed to kill that BB-8, which was nice. And then I actually make a bit of a mistake here. I get really fixated on killing a heavy, and I didn't realise that they were actually capping it and they'd pushed everybody else off of it. So they actually, while I'm trying to kill this heavy here, they actually managed to sneak on and disarm it. Or, sorry, secure the point and win the game. Because I think I was the only one on the point at that stage. I should have been more careful. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this breakdown. Definitely worth watching the last phase first, and then if you want to go back and watch the second phase, feel free. But with that, I'm going to get out of here, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.